Alright, hello guys. I am here today to show you how to print a print temperature calibration tower with a Monoprice Voxel printer. In order to do that, I go into download a print tower first. I go to a Thingiverse and I enter print temperature tower and search for that, and then I get a few results here. So I pick the very first one. I can put a link in the description below which one this exactly is, but I'm going to download all the files that are in this folder. Downloading. Kaboom, it's downloaded. There it is. This is my downloaded zip file. I unpack it. And then we look inside into the files folder. And I'm going to go for this smart temperature tower for PLA from 180 to 225 Celsius. So let's go and take this to the desktop. And then we can close this here. Okay. Don't need a commercial. This is our tower here. Okay. Now, this tower is printed with the highest temperature on the bottom, because the higher the temperature, the better it sticks to the build plate. And then every other segment here, it is lowering the temperature until it ends up at 100 degrees. Now, we need to tell our software to change the temperature between each of those blocks. And that is the actual challenge in here. We need to know the exact measurements of this before we start. For this one, I can tell you now, because I did it already. But to show you how this works, you would need a 3D program in order to do this, okay? So let me start my 3D program. It's this one here. I'm going to download the STL file into the 3D program. And then we are going to look here at our objects. And we have those blocks for the prints with the different temperatures. And then we have the bottom foot here. Now I'm going to go here in my tool and say I want the dimension tool to show. And we go here and select an edge and go and see how thick is this. I need a straight line. 1.4 millimeter. So the bottom of this thing is 1.4 millimeter, while each block here is exactly 10 millimeter. Believe it or not. So if I use here, and I'm creating a rectangle here that goes down here to the foot. Then we can see here on the left, it's exactly 10 millimeters. So each block here is 10 millimeters in this model. Okay, so now I know the exact dimensions. I don't need my 3D software anymore. So I know where we are going with this here. There is my tool. You must know this. If you working with a voxel, you know about your slicer tool that comes with it. So we put our file in here and it says the model is not good, so it wants to repair it. So let's do that. Model has been repaired. We can see here on the bottom that it has contact. That's why it's so blue. And now if we print this, it will all print at the same temperature. And that's not what we want. We want to change the temperature at certain heights. Yeah. So we go to print. I'm going to push this over here more. There we can see better. I'm picking the default settings for PLA. And we want to print at 225 degrees here, 225. And I want to, because this is just a small little surface that holds here on the build plate, I want to change to 60 degrees platform temperature. Now, if we would click OK, we would print this, the whole thing in 225. We want to change those temperatures, okay? So we need to go here to the cooling section here. And we want to reset the temperature at certain heights. All right. Now, We know already that we print the foot here all the way up here with 225 degrees. So the first time where we need to change the temperature is after 10 millimeter here, plus 1.4 millimeter for the foot. So at 11.4 millimeter, we need to change to 220. And we can do this here. We can click here on reset temperature at heights. We can go to the edit mode, and we want to reset the temperature at 11.4 millimeters. And there we want to do 220 degrees. So we're starting out with 225, and then we want to change to 220. So we say plus here. Then the next time we want to change the temperature again is 10 millimeters later. So that would be at 21.4 millimeter. We will lower the temperature to 215. And we click plus. Then we go to 31 millimeter. So can you follow 31 millimeter, 10, 20, 31 millimeter. We change to 210. Plus. And so on and so on. So at 40, we go down to 205. Make sure that you don't type wrong. 51. We go to 210. No, we're coming from 210. We go to 200. I'm sorry. See, I'm saying don't mess this up. 200. So 61. We go to 195. Plus. 71. We go to 190 plus 81. 185 plus, and at 91 millimeter we go to 180 degrees plus, and then we hit OK. So we entered all the temperature changes all the way up on the tower just by changing the height, just by measuring the height of when this is supposed to happen. Okay, we don't need to count all the layers and stuff. So let's say OK here. Smart temperature tower, right? So let's change this to Monoprice Voxel T tower. Right, save. Now it saved this, and then it's going to print it from the bottom up. It will change temperatures and so on and so on. So that's where we go there. It will take almost 2.5 hours because it's so tall. And yeah, so and we have on our desktop here, where we saved it, we have this file where we can reuse over and over again. So for a couple of times. And because we only have to do this once, right? So now when we print it, we're going to look at our printer and see which one of the section prints the prettiest. So at what temperature do we have the best features on this device? And so this is how easy it was to make this happen, to create this file. And I do hope that helped you by creating your own temperature tower for the Monoprice Voxel and with the software, the FlashPrint-MP software that came with it. So let's see, it's done printing. Print is complete. And there's our tower printed in different temperatures, and you can see already stringing is different in certain areas. And we do have to take a closer look then, and what is the best. There it is. Look at that. Huh?